Hey everyone, Dan at Ochko Bushcraft. Well, it's been a little while, guys, and a lot of you have reached out to me in emails, messages. I've even had some phone calls, and I want to thank you guys for reaching out to me. My mom passed away in October, and I had been my mom's caregiver for the past 5 years, and so that was pretty hard for me. And then of course, if you've lost a parent, there's a lot of stuff to go through, dealing with banks, dealing with lawyers, dealing with funeral costs and other expenses, and of course the estate, and just so much. And of course, I'm by myself, so it was all me trying to take care of all of this, and with all of the bills, medical bills that were left over, funeral costs, taxes on the estate that will be coming up. I had to obtain another job to be able to pay all of these expenses. So between everything that's been going on with, like I said, the attorneys, the banks, meeting with all these people, being gone out of town for a few days every week, working, trying to catch up on stuff when I'm not working. It's just been really hard for me to make it out, but I am out here today and it is just beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It's about 20 degrees. I'm sitting right next to a little fire on some tree boughs, and right now I'm really warm. I'm gonna have to stoke this fire up pretty soon, put some more wood on it. But where I'm sitting with my back up to a log on a stack of fir boughs, the heat's just coming right across me and it feels great. So everything's cool, guys. With me, I'm healthy, I'm doing well, and I wanted to update you again. For all of you who've been reaching out to me, I just want to say thank you, guys. It's meant a lot to me, and I haven't really shared with many people about losing my mom and what's been going on, but I wanted to do it with everybody all at once. So anyway, with that in mind, it will probably be more sparse in being able to get out here and do videos for a while until I get caught up financially, get some of these bills paid off, and till my schedule eases, basically. But I will try to get back out here and do what I can. So today is something just real simple for you guys and cool. It's January. I'm actually down low. I drove up higher earlier and the snow was just so deep. Wow. Oh, I wish you guys could have seen it. It looked like a golden eagle just flew right over the top of me. It just flew right across the top of the trees. Well, that just made my day. Wow, that made everything worth it. But I tried to get up higher and the roads got bad so fast that I came back down lower where there's not near as much snow. But it's cold, it's 25 degrees. And I wanted to just share with you guys some quick gear tips for when you're out here in winter, mostly clothing tips. I've actually had a lot of you ask about this shirt. In fact, this shirt that I'm wearing, I've had more people ask about it than any other piece of clothing that I've ever worn. So let's start out with that. This shirt and the ones under it, which I'll show you, are all on Amazon. I can write the names in the description and you can go to Amazon and look for them. I never have figured out how to put a link because I didn't grow up with computers. Sorry guys, computer illiterate. But this is Legendary Whitetails is the brand, and it's on Amazon. And this shirt is made of fleece. It's very comfortable, it's soft. It's very warm like wool, and I've worn it in a heavy, heavy rain where I was drenched with my wool underneath it, and I was damp, but I was staying warm. I was maintaining my body heat. If you get a real hot spark on it, it's not as fire resistant as wool, but I'm close to fires like this all the time and I've had no issues. So Legendary Whitetails on Amazon, made of fleece. This is my favorite of the colors. It just blends in beautiful out here with the pine and the fir. Okay, you want to layer up in the winter. So I actually have 3 layers of wool on underneath. They are all from the company Minus 33 on Amazon. I've got the thin base layer, the merino wool. I've got what they call the midweight layer, which is green. And then I've got the heavyweight layer, which is black. And these things are expensive. They cost around $100 a piece or more. So it's expensive to buy wool, but wool is your best friend out here. With these 3 wool tops on and this fleece, I'm comfortable. Just a small fire like this with my back up to this log, and I could, you know, as long as I got a thick layer of fir boughs, I could curl up here and have no problem spending the night as long as I keep that fire going. My body heat is staying really good right now. So shout out to Bushcraft Outfitters. Guys, I want to tell you about this because this is brand new gear for me. They have some really cool wool hats and wool glove liners in other colors than what you normally see. So like in the wool glove liners, the military style, you usually see a lot of olive drab. Oh, the smoke just switched on me. They have them in coyote brown. So this wool cap, and it's nice and long so that I can pull it up as so and double the insulation around my ears and the back of my head. Coyote brown, 100% wool. Matching glove liners you can get in coyote brown. And a cool little trick that they actually got me started on is using these inside leather gloves. So when I'm out here working with materials, you know, cutting this firewood, breaking off branches, making shelter and whatnot, I don't want to be just wearing these because they will wear out and start tearing holes in them. And I don't want to be wearing just leather because my hands are going to absolutely freeze, and with snow being on everything, they're going to get wet. So what's cool is I just double up like this, and when I'm done, I got my firewood gathered, I got my shelter or whatever I'm going to use. I just pull my leather gloves off, throw them over here in front of the fire to catch some heat and dry out while my hands stay warm and comfortable in the wool liners. Okay, and also in the Smart Wool, I have both the base and medium layer long john bottoms. I'm not wearing them today, but I have them for when I need them. So with those on and these on, I've been out here in sub-zero weather and you know, huddled up by a little fire and done great. Footwear. I'm a huge fan of Danner. Danner's an Oregon company where I'm at, and I wear Danner pronghorns year around. I have 2 different pairs. I have a pair that's either uninsulated or very lightly insulated that I wear throughout the summer. The ones I have on now that I've been wearing all winter, in fact this is my 3rd winter in these. They have 1,000 grams of Thinsulate with heavy wool socks, and I buy the ones that are real tall. They're clear up here to the bottom of my kneecaps. Just whatever you like, you know, I just try to find something that's inexpensive but is real wool and knee high to keep everything warm. These are the Danner pronghorns. They got kind of a real tree camouflage pattern, cordure on the sides, leather, very aggressive soles on them. I'm walking around out here in mud and ice and snow and everything, and they are great traction. I've walked across ice cold creeks. My feet stay warm. My feet stay dry. So this is the winter clothing that I usually have. Sometimes if it's storming or I know I'm going to be out overnight, I'll throw on my M65 jacket over all of this, or bring my anorak, which is also wool. But you know, this is a great setup. Again, wool's expensive though. No matter what, wool's expensive and you're going to pay for it. So as far as gear goes, You know, be sure and have in this type of weather some commercial or homemade, you know, cotton balls with Vaseline, or some commercial tinder tabs or something that can help you get a fire going real quick. And just keep those in your pocket, along with some windproof, waterproof matches. I've got a little bottle of those in this pocket, so I've got fire at hand all the time. Today, I only brought 2 tools with me. You know, I got food, I got water, you know, I've got my clothing, and I have I actually used a ferro rod to start this fire, but I have my windproof, waterproof matches in my pocket and a couple fire plugs in the other pocket. But as far as tools go, everything I'm doing out here today, I'm doing with 2 tools. And I believe if you're going to be out here any time of year, but especially in winter, and I'll show you why here in a minute, the 2 most important tools that you can have are a folding saw and a big knife. Okay. Firewood, getting limbs over here. There's dead limbs all around me, but some of them are big, and that's what I want. Once this fire is going, I want bigger and bigger stuff on it so that it just keeps burning, and especially at night. So something like this Silky Pocketboy. This is the Outback edition, which has the black coating. I've done video on this. The cool thing about the black coating is that when I'm sawing fat wood, things that are full of resin and pitch, it's not sticking to the teeth. And for those who had a question, my regular Pocketboy has the exact same size teeth. I looked them both up and compared them side by side. The only difference is this has the black coating, the other one doesn't, and the other one gums up all the time with pitch and resin, and this one I can just tap it and it just falls right out. That black coating helps. But if you're going to be out here in the winter and something happens, or you're just out bushcrafting like I am today, you're going to want fire, and you're going to want it as quick and easy as possible. So Silky, Pocketboy, Outback edition, or the Baco, either one, are great little saws to have along with you. And I have it in a sheath on my belt, ready to go whenever I need it. Now, a lot of guys come out with a small knife or a pocket knife and things, and in the winter, unless you have a hatchet on your belt at all times, I highly recommend you have a big knife. In fact, I call it a must. And I'm going to pause you and flip the camera around and show you one of the reasons, at least in this type of environment where I'm surrounded by pine and fir, this is an absolute must for winter survival. This is the Esee Junglas 2, my favorite knife. I put a 90-degree spine on it, which I use to make fine shavings for my fire, which is how I started this, and drug it down my ferro rod. I've taken the black coating off. Actually, Mark at Sagebrush Customs, when he was here on Alive, did that for me and put a patina on it. And I have canvas micarta handles from the knife connection for a very, very secure grip, even when wet. Okay, let me pause you and flip you around. Okay, when you're out here in the wintertime, whether you're just having fun like I am today, I'm calling this is a bushcraft day. I'm bushcrafting. I'm sitting by a fire, hiking around, enjoying the scenery, including the golden eagle that I saw. And I cut me a nice pile of fir boughs to sit on up against this log over here for insulation. Now, if I'm going to stay the night, which I deliberately do, and in the wintertime sometimes, I prefer to build a shelter, some type of a lean-to or an A-frame or something that I can get up underneath with the fire out in front, and that's going to be insulated from the wind and the snow. In a survival situation, same thing. I have a reflective blanket or something with me to help catch heat on the inside from the fire coming in, but I'm going to build a natural shelter. And if you have a small knife like a Swiss Army knife, or a small like my SCP-R4, which I carry all the time out here for fine carving, I love to carve with it, you're going to make a lot of extra work for yourself building an emergency shelter. Okay, here's a fir that somebody had already probably cut down thinking they were going to take it home for a Christmas tree, and then they left it here like it is. These big old boughs are what I'm going to use for the floor of my shelter and what I'm going to use for the roof and sides of my shelter. Basically, all my insulation is going to come from fir boughs and probably piles of pine needles and other debris on top of that. But mostly these are comfortable. These, when you get these piled on thick, you will not feel the cold from the ground. The snow will not come through if it snows at night and you got on a nice roof. It'll just build up on top and insulate more. Small knife. I'm going to have to sit here and cut each one, which is going to take a long time. Big knife in the wintertime, so that you can quickly and easily get a pile of these. So that's part of the roof of the shelter. Okay, 4 quick swipes. Look it. So imagine maybe I'm making a lean-to right here on the other side of this pole. See that? That is the start of a shelter. Put on more and more, layer them this thick. Snow will catch on the top, heat will stay inside with me, fire out in front. Perfect. And a nice bed of these. These are comfortable to sleep on, and more than you would think, but they are. But with a little knife, Swiss Army knife, you know, and I carry one in my pocket anyway. I use it for a wide variety of things. Small knife, you're gonna just make a lot of extra work for yourself. So in my opinion, a big knife is an absolute must for shelter construction, maybe for batoning down into some fat wood and getting some pieces to start your fire like I used for that. Worst case scenario, self-defense. I'd rather have this than a Swiss Army knife any day. It's just, in my opinion, this and your folding saw. These are the only 2 tools I have today. I got my fire kit, food and water, my knife, my saw, my clothing. That's it. But I'm set. Okay. See that? Quick and easy. And that quick and that easy, I have part of a wall built on this pole. Now I'd use a longer pole that I could stretch out underneath, put my fire on the other side of it, keep building this up with more tree boughs. But I've done these shelters in, you know, 10-15 minutes easy with the big knife. Just whack, 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 throw them on, whack, throw them on, whack, throw them on, you know, and that quick and that easy. Shelter's done. Another couple arm loads for insulation, put a fire in front, and in 20-25 minutes, you have shelter, you have fire. Collect some more firewood, relax, enjoy yourself, have lunch. So anyway, guys, that's just some of my favorite winter items, essentials really for me. The wool to keep my head warm, my neck warm, my hands warm. I like the glove liners and the wool caps from Bushcraft Outfitters, so I did throw a shout out to them, and I'll put their name in the description. The little trick of putting the liners under the wool gloves, so when I'm done here, these can dry out and my hands will stay nice and warm and toasty in the wool. Good folding saw and a big knife, you know, a small fire starting kit, nothing elaborate. Wind waterproof matches and a baggie full of cotton balls with Vaseline that you can make at home. Bottle of water. Creek's right down here, and I'll tell you what, that ice cold water, it's cold, but it tastes fantastic this time of year out here, and the creek is running strong. Our drought ended with all of the snow and rain we've had, and you know, a snack, something in my pockets or in my backpack. I'm good to go. And just highly recommend you guys who whether it be survival, you're coming out in the winter time to recreate, go snowmobiling, guys break down, they have to spend the night out there with their machine. Whether you're out here hunting, whatever, I just recommend the things that I've shown today that you have. You know, the wool clothing, layers, keep stuff to keep your head warm, your hands warm, a water bottle to stay hydrated, fire kit, big knife, folding saw. So Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft, again, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your encouragement, for reaching out to me. I will get out here when I can get out here. Just please, you know, bear with me. If I had it my way, nothing would have changed, and I would have the time to be out here every single week. That's what I had grown accustomed to for the past many years, is every week being out here, never missing a week. And just with so much on my plate right now financially, again, having to work, and I'm actually working out of town, so I travel back and forth to work 3 days every week, plus I'm on call 2 other days during the week. It's just it's a big life change for me, and I'm hoping that things will turn around and I can get my time back. But I will do my best to make time to come out here for myself, because in all honesty, this is healing. And those of you who spend time out here know it. This is healing. This is healthy. This is wellness out here, and I need to be out here for myself. And I will try to get something going for you guys on the video when I come out. Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft, and if you are new to the channel, I've got almost 200 videos out teaching survival skills and different adventures, and even a little comedy. Check them out. Enjoy yourself. Take care, guys.